on this very auspicious day, because today is a very special day when Sheila Prabhupada compiled one of the most profound pieces of literature he ever produced, in one sense, the Markandeya Bhagavat Dharma, when the Jaladuta was docked in Boston. Today is the anniversary of that event. Today also the ship sailed from Boston to New York for Srila Prabhupada's fulfillment of his mission, which was also 100 years ago when he received that instruction from his Guru Maharaj to preach Krishna consciousness in the Western world. So today's subject matter is a bit of an overview, you could say, of the Kirtan standards in ISKCON. As probably most of us online, if not all, are fully aware that Srila Prabhupada's emphasis on Kirtan is unlimited. It's the Yuga Dharma, of course, as we know, and it's also, Prabhupada says, the life of our movement. Kirtan is the life of our movement. It's the single most, according to Lord Chaitanya, the single most important activity of all the various limbs of devotional service. Kirtan is the most important. So I'll just briefly mention, I want to sit back a little bit. I know it doesn't affect. Is it still okay?
You are fine, Maharaj. Yes, completely fine there.
I'm kind of leaning forward, so I know on the seat. So it started very interestingly enough, this, let's say, development of the Kirtan Standards Committee, more or less the same time as the World Holy Name Day, the World Holy Name Day originally, not week or festival day. But what happened in 2006, I was attending the Rath Yatra in Birmingham, in England, and it was an ecstatic Rath Yatra in one sense. Of course, they're always ecstatic. I was in the middle of the Kirtan, and I won't mention who, but there was a certain group of devotees who were very, very enthusiastically playing extremely loud. It wasn't even madungas, they're instruments from Punjab. They're like enormous, about this big. Boom, boom. Tremendous, powerful sound. Great in one sense. And at the same time, they were chanting very loudly, Radhe, 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 on and on and on and on and on for maybe 10 minutes or more. They would have gone on. At that point, Jayapataka Maharaj, who was not in this, he was on the side, asked one other sannyasi, I wasn't a sannyasi at the time, he asked one other sannyasi to please go and tell them to chant Hare Krishna. The sannyasi went in the middle of the kirtan to try to encourage them to chant Hare Krishna. They were very enthusiastic to listen to him, and they carried on. So at this point, I felt there's something wrong here. First of all, we'll hear about that from his, I think Jayadvaita Maharaj will be speaking on that, the importance of chanting Hare Krishna in our movement. But first of all, that's one thing. Secondly, we wouldn't do that. You'll hear about that from Hari Story Prabhu. So anyway, I became a little concerned. I approached the GBC of the United Kingdom at that time, and he suggested I write to the GBC bodies, which I did. So then at the 2007 Mayapur Festival, I happened to be there. If you want to get called into some kind of responsibility or committee or anything, just go to Mayapur for the festival, and you've got a good chance of being roped in if you make any suggestions. So I went there, and at the same time, Hari Story Prabhu, the same time means during the previous year, had made a proposal to the GBC likewise, that we should have some kind of standards in regards to chanting the holy names of Krishna, in regards to Kirtan. Now, Kirtan in general includes hearing, singing, dancing, and musical instruments. That's the primary aspect. There are many other aspects regarding, but I was particularly concerned about this musical instruments and what we chant during Kirtan, especially on a public parade and so on and so forth. That's the subject others would deal with. So then at that Mayapur Festival in 2007, I was about to take sannyas there that year. And the GBC took on had these two proposals, more or less proposals from myself and from Hari Sori Prabhu. And they decided that we would form a Kirtan Standards Committee. But who would be in the committee? And I remember one of the GBCs came up to me and said that we received your proposal, one of Hari Sori Prabhu's proposals. We want to form a committee. We want a chairman for the committee. We've asked many devotees. No one wants to be the chairman. Would you be the chairman? And I said, let me know. I'll let you know tomorrow morning. I thought about it overnight, and I thought, well, if anything's going to happen and no one else seems to want to do it, so I volunteered. Okay, rightly or wrongly, I volunteered to become the chairman, and then the GBC formed a committee because they could see that there were all over ISKCON. This natural thing, after Sheila Prabhupada time when he was with us, but gradually different types of divergences tend to take place, even philosophical, but in practices too. So therefore, it's important to keep at least some guideline there to help those who, are serious to continue to do things the way that Sheila Prabhupada wanted or showed us how to do. So the committee was formed particularly. Can you hear me? Jagannath, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Maharaj. We can hear you fine.
Okay, so then the committee was formed, and there were the original members of that committee. It developed over the next few years. The original committee was called the Kirtan Standards Committee, or KSC for short, and it consisted of, I was supposed to be the chairman, and part of the other members of that committee were Hari Sori Prabhu, Bhakti Vikash Swami, Lokanath Swami, and Jogajeevan. That was the original committee. There's only the five of us. It grew a little bit. Aniruddha Prabhu kind of came in because he's a GBC not a member, but a deputy of the GBC, who deals with various proposals and resolutions and so on. So he's brought in as a kind of a link with the GBC itself. And we also had Shivaram Swami and Jayadvaita Maharaj as consultants, although there wasn't too much involvement of those two great souls over the years, but they were officially consultants in this committee to develop clear standards and guidelines for Kirtan within ISKCON. That was the idea, standards and guidelines. So we then started, after that meeting in 2007, the GBC resolution, and we started to meet. First meeting we had was actually in Melbourne with Hari Sori, Aniruddha Prabhu, and myself. We made what's called a mind map of the various aspects of Kirtan. We didn't just, limit it to Kirtan in terms of singing, dancing, and musical instruments. There are many other aspects to Kirtan. Dress, tunes, etiquette, behavior, amplification, so many things, which we also discussed. So we had a meeting, we put a mind map together, and over the next year or two, I worked with we had a few more meetings whenever we could with the team. We weren't so much online in those days. It was more physical meetings, and we meet in India every year, sometimes during the year. And I worked together with a very nice devotee from Slovenia. His name's Parshuram Prabhu, not the one in London, it's a different one. And we worked on compiling like a manual. It's not a manual in terms of the guidelines or anything, but just a manual with every single quote we could find, practically speaking, relevant quote, that is, on Kirtan. From Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations, letters, etc. We also embarked upon interviewing many senior Vaishnavas, such as Shivaram Swami, Ayendra Prabhu, Niranjan Swami, and many others, on their, Bhakti Shumaj, different devotees, on their, impression or their anything we were to discuss, how they felt we should approach it, so on, and what their take is on Kirtan and standards and so on. And we had our meetings. We found many different articles which were already written from individuals mainly, giving their take on Kirtan. We had article from what's his name? What's the sannyasi who walks? Bhakti Marg Swami Maharaj, Dravida Prabhu, they put together a very nice Kirtan guideline. Indradunna Maharaj and Sri Palad had put together a nice guideline, but they weren't complete. They were just certain, very good, but certain aspects. Jayadvaita Maharaj had, of course, been giving some seminars on Kirtan standards, but Bhakti Vikash Maharaj, I was editing one book of his, proofreading on Vaishnava etiquette. It's never been published to this day. A large section, maybe 50 pages long of that, was on Kirtan standards. And we had Danivir Goswami, who had also written on Kirtan standards. Later on, others like Chandramauli Maharaj had also put, there were many others. We got Harikesh Swami had put together some Kirtan manual, but an article on Kirtan standards, which he's heard from Prabhupada and so on. We took all these things as different evidences into account. We even studied historically, to some degree at least, the history of Kirtan, a Gaudiya line. We looked at various writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and others, and certain aspects there which gave clarification to some areas which may be a little gray. And slowly started to kind of formulate a whole, like this whole dossier. It was over 200 pages long, this manuscript, which we did with various quotes, still available. It's not something we make public because, there are quotes this way, quotes that way, so many things. Because we found that Srila Prabhupada, one thing we have to understand in our Krishna consciousness movement, it is mainly, let's say the majority of the devotees are still at grassroots. They're still at the beginning stages. As one evolves in Krishna consciousness, then it's expected that certain standards or certain, let's say, performance or practice of devotional service will develop, will mature. And there may be a different, like in the Vedic literatures, there are different directions for different persons at different stages of maturity or development. The same in Kirtan, there are different standards. But in the beginning, we see when Srila Prabhupada was in New York, the standard were practically nothing much, except for just try not to play your instrument out of tune so that it ruins the Kirtan. But any instrument goes, and it was very simple. There was no question of dress code or even etiquette was not very significant in those days. Even tunes, well, Prabhupada was sometimes quite flexible on tunes also, whatever was favorable almost. But musical instruments, as we saw when temples started to develop in our movement, deities were installed, devotees were initiated, the movement was growing more and more and more. Prabhupada began to, let's say, mention and give guidance on various standards. Now we could go through those, but other devotees will be dealing with these various standards over the next week or so. But there are many which were not, let's say, completed, and I'll mention a few of those. So what we did, we also looked at dress and pronunciation. We just had a nice Sanskrit pronunciation course by, I don't know who it was by, one wonderful devotee. But that was also another aspect of our discussion, pronunciation, because many times devotees, they sing for years on end, and Krishna understands. And Krishna understands the heart, It's really the heart that counts. But still, we should try to do it nicely. I mean, a typical example is like devotees sing, even Prabhupada's pranams, Namaste, Sarasvati. We hear it so many times. It's not Sarasvati. It's not the goddess of learning. It's Sarasvati. Different. Sheila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati. It refers to him. Anyway, many things like that. Different types of little pronunciation. I'm not a Sanskrit scholar or a Bengali scholar. Maybe someone else will introduce that over the next week or two a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not. It's not the major issue. But ideally, the whole purpose of this committee is not to restrict. It's not to, let's say, dishearten devotees from enthusiastic kirtan or ecstatic kirtan. But what is the essence? How is kirtan or glorification of Krishna? What really is the is there a possibility of stopping that? So you come on here. We're in the tropics over here in Dublin. It's so hot that everyone can hardly bear the heat here. The heat is wet. We've just been out 2 hours on Harinam Sankirtan, maybe that's why. Anyway, it's not that the Kirtan Stance Committee is to facilitate the awakening of Shuddhanam, of pure devotional service. Now, as I said, I interviewed personally Indra Prabhu, who's of course a great exponent of the practically only principle is to chant purely. And we realize that. Or to chant constantly, Kirtan and Sadhari, or to chant in a humble state of mind, whatever it may be. This is obviously the point. There's another, you could say another take, but to facilitate this, the growth of, we can't do Kirtan or constant chanting unless there's humility, tolerance, and respect for others. So the primary respect, the primary, let's say, understanding of humility. What is humility? We can define it in various ways. But on the spiritual path, is putting aside Hare Krishna. What I think is right. I like this. I like that. You may be seen as very humble, liking what you like. But that's not the point. The point is humility is like Arjuna. Some people think he was humble for not fighting. But no. He was humble when he fought. Why? Because he put aside his own perspective and accepted Krishna's will. So how do we know in Kirtan? Krishna's will comes through his pure devotees. Comes through his pure devotees. So this is the key. The bottom line, you could say, of our whole procedure in trying to develop guidelines, not the bottom line, the main line, was would you do this in front of Srila Prabhupada? Would you do it? Now you'll hear more about that when it comes to instruments, or when it comes to dance, or when it comes to radhis, or whether it comes to chanting 101 mantras except for Hare Krishna. You'll hear them. But it's an important point because we can chant Bahujama Karyari Shravana Kirtan millions of lifetimes. You won't get the love of God as long as there is some offense. Isn't just some direct offense. Please turn off your mobiles or put them on airplane mode or whatever you call it. It's a guru avagya is to disobey the spiritual master or displease the spiritual master. First, the third offense against the holy name. And this is the case, and it's not a difficult thing. Those who are personally present with Srila Prabhupada could see that Prabhupada would stop the kirtans quite strongly sometimes when there was something which was either incorrect or out of place. According to the situation you're in, people will get the wrong impression, and they imitate. I was in Malaysia. I spent a lot of time in Malaysia, and one time I wasn't there for this, but the devotees came in and said, "Maharaj, the devotees in Penang on Harinam chanting Nitai Gaur Radhe Shyam Hare Krishna Hare Ram." Now, many of you don't know what. But this is specifically a mantra Prabhupada said we should not chant. It's called Rasa Bhas. It's not actually correct according to our particular parampara. According to our acharyas. It's incorrect mixture of relationships. Kirtan is not just a good time of rocking up. It's actually glorification of Krishna appropriately to his pleasure. The Kirtan Stance Committee in reality is to try to increase the pleasure of the Lord and help devotees to advance in their Krishna consciousness. So over the next few years, we did come up with it took a long time because we realized that Prabhupada, for instance, in different places, had said different things. He'd written different things. Some things were obvious, some things were very clear. For instance, it was very clear that Prabhupada said, for instance, at Mangalarti, that the tune for Samsara Dava he even sung it. He said, I've got it right in front of me. I'm not going to play it now. But this is the tune for Mangalarti. Yet still to this day, devotees sing 101 different tunes. Some places they don't even sing Samsara Dava at Mangalarti. This was established by Sheila Prabhupada. But that was one. It was one of our many, wasn't a resolution of the GBC, but we have about 50 other, conclusive decisions made by the Kirtan standards as guidelines, which never went forward as far as GBC acceptance. They they couldn't kind of deal with it all. And unfortunately, to this day, we still haven't produced a manual, but hopefully it will be produced in the near future. And that's just one topic. Mangalarti in every temple of ISKCON should sing Samsaradava, a Mangalarti, and it should be in a particular tune, the tune established by Prabhupada. Now, of course, you could say you can sing it in any tune, but then, that means we're not really following Srila Prabhupada. Maybe we're following someone else. But we're here to try to please Srila Prabhupada. So that's one thing. Basic line. So then we started, the first proposal to be presented to the GBC was a very substantial, almost all covering all points of instruments, musical instruments, because it was very prominent in our movement at that time. The various, and that will be dealt with by somebody else over the next few days. But Gunagrahi Maharaj, one of our committee members who came in later, we enlisted Gunagrahi Maharaj and Vyasaki Prabhu into the committee a little bit later, to give a little bit more, broadness to the committee's take. And Gunagrahi Maharaj, particularly being himself a djembe player, he took on this portion of the Kirtan standards. Together we worked, and he came up with a very nice paper, which will be discussed over the next few days. So the first one, and the next paper is on other aspects, especially the chanting of Radharani's holy name. That will be an interesting one. Don't miss that one. Hari Story Pro will be leading that. And then other subjects too, especially the importance of chanting Hare Krishna, gender kirtan, and so on and so forth. And then we had dozens of others which were presented to GBC, but they never dealt with them, so they never went into the resolution. But we have loads and loads of things. It's now being handled by the Kirtan committee, whatever. What's it called, Jagannath? What's your committee called?
Kirtan Standards Committee. So we've still got Kirtan Standards Committee.
Oh, there's a new ministry now.
Yes, ISKCON Kirtan Ministry.
ISKCON Kirtan Ministry, which will deal with this. It's just revising the approach, you could say. This is going on. Another important thing, which is a little bit gray, you could say, in our movement, is the definition between Kirtan and Bhajan. So we discussed that a lot. There's actually no real difference between them. Kirtan is, they can be used from many different angles. Kirtan and Bhajan can be interchangeable, but generally speaking, Kirtan covers everything, including Bhagavatam, recital of Bhagavatam, or speaking in the glories of the holy name, or speaking in the glories of the deity, is all within the realm of Kirtan. And Bhajan, worshipping the Lord, it doesn't have any specific definition like sitting down, standing up, whatever. But generally in our movement, we understand that Kirtan, and the way Prabhupada used Kirtan, was primarily when we're, let's just use the same word again, but when we're chanting Hare Krishna. And then there are other songs which are also called Kirtan, or Arunadaya Kirtan. It's but the bhajans are usually in ISKCON, and it's not something which is a rule, but they're usually when we sit down and we sing the songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas, usually. That's usually right. So we kind of looked at it like that, You'll see that when, for instance, the musical instruments one will be discussed. It's important to know the difference between the two, where the fine line is between the two items, Kirtan and Bhajan. So that was one, at least in ISKCON. So we have some kind of line. And then let's see, what else? I'm going to go on a little bit now to some things which were not discussed, or not going to be discussed, as you could say, in the upcoming presentations of other devotees. The biggest subject matter of all, which was never really concluded, we can kind of concluded it to some degree, but it was never presented, is of course songs in our movement. Which songs are appropriate, which songs are not appropriate, when they're appropriate, and so on and so forth. And most of our discussions were based around this. Authorized songs to be sung in ISKCON temple kirtans and bhajans. And Prabhupada made that quite clear, that we should sing, at least in bhajans, the songs of Narottam Das, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Lochan Das, and authorized Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Not anything. Many times, songs which are sung, for instance, folk songs, and songs from all over the place may be appropriate to time and circumstance, but they're not something which we emphasize. We want to become pure Krishna conscious. We want to cultivate pure devotional service and not just bringing in whatever sounds nice. Because you could say why the Kirtan Standard Committee originated in one sense, because devotees were doing that. They like to sing this, they like to sing that, they hear it here and there. So to try to streamline. Now, another aspect is, in approaching pure devotional service and approaching Radha Krishna, we generally go through Guru Garanga, for the Guru and spiritual master, and through Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. So the same thing applies in Kirtan. There are exceptions to that in public programs or maybe in some other situations. But in general, that's the approach. We first go through Guru and then through Garanga, and then we chant Hare Krishna, which means Prabhupada's pronounced, and then Panchatattva Mahamantra, like that. And then Hare Krishna. That's the usual procedure. This is the proper approach. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, no one can attain Krishna. So first we approach that. And because we're not quite so pure, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very kindly appeared to give his access, you could say, to pure devotional service, made accessible. So we approached Lord Chaitanya, Prabhupada said, by singing the Panchatattva Mahamantra, offenses are not taken into account, and then we can then chant the holy name or the Mahamantra in a way which, of course, that's not an excuse to say, but in the proper way to approach the service, you could say, of Radha and Krishna. I'm just going to see now what kind of time here. Still have plenty of time left. So, since the Kirtan Standards Committee was formed, try to establish this, what are our plans for the future? Well, we've already mentioned it's now under the Kirtan Committee, General Committee, dealing with many things. And we have new members now who are trying to put this into a literary format, which it takes a little time because this is not just someone's opinion. This is meant as a authorized guideline for our movement for a long time to come. It's not just something for the moment. So it does take time. We have some very capable, including Jagannath Krishna Prabhu and others, working on this at the moment. We have our deity Pancharatra deep guideline book on daily worship. We definitely need one. It's the most important activity in our movement is Kirtan. We definitely need a manual to give some guidelines on Kirtan. So that we hope will manifest in the not too distant future. Others may come up with manuals or let's say their own book or manuscript or whatever it is. It's another thing, but the idea this is something which will be accepted by our GBC and which can be used by devotees all over the world. We're trying to get something balanced, between not something all one way, all one. That's why our committee was quite a broad-minded committee in a sense. We had devotees who were quite, you could say, known for their discipline in Kirtan standards like Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. Other devotees had a lot of experience in the association of Sheila Prabhupada like Hari Sori Prabhu. Other devotees who were in the management like Aniruddha Prabhu, neutrals like myself, and Loknath Maharaj, who was known for his transcendently ecstatic kirtans, and is very tuned into Kirtan in India, and then all the Vyasaki Prabhu, who is, of course, a very famous Kirtaneer. We learned Kirtan in Bengal, Bengali style Kirtans. Different devotees in the committee who all had different angles, we would say, different experiences in Kirtan. We also discussed with devotees who were trained by Prabhupada in Bengal, in Kirtan. I've forgotten his name. One devotee in Mayapur had a lot of personal association playing or performing Kirtan in front of Prabhupada in Mayapur and in Bengal, so when Prabhupada was personally present, and from all different angles. So most of the traditional devotees who were around Srila Prabhupada had a fairly reasonable, clear understanding of what Prabhupada wanted. We wanted to at least put that into paper, so that devotees on paper, so that devotees would know, and they can refer to this. how we can perform Kirtan for the pleasure of Sheila Prabhupada. This is the bottom line of our Kirtan Standards Committee. I'll just mention a few other points which were not being discussed in the next few days, which we did discuss in some length at least. Just give me a second. Here. Guidelines for Kirtan within ISKCON. Everything's a guideline. There was only one law, which she made a law, and that you'll hear about in a few days. I won't tell you what it is. One Kirtan law. Everything else is a guideline, you know, time, place, and circumstance, you could say, even though we may have been a little bit more emphatic because of the way the movement has grown and so on and so forth. But it's good to follow guidelines. Down here. So many letters we had and so many references from all over the place to chanting. Yeah, even chanting the Maha Mantra in full. Sometimes devotees break it up. Now in public, that may be a normal thing, but generally we never do that. You know, we always think, what will we do in front of Prabhupada? What would Prabhupada say? That's what we always refer back to. And that's the same thing in every limb of bhakti. It's not just in Kirtan, every limb. We've already mentioned Prabhupada's pranams before we chant the Panchatattva mantra, before we chant Hare Krishna. And again, in public, there may be differences. In temple Kirtan and public Kirtan, there are some differences. To try to get people to chant, and at the same time, chant in such a way that they can advance in Krishna consciousness. We've all mentioned different songs. We went through so many hundreds of songs that were chanted in the Hare Krishna movement, so many. But Prabhupada always brought it back to the chanting of Hare Krishna as the primary one. We even discussed Prema Dwani, prayers, interpolations, the various interpolations of various kinds, you know, adding various things to mantras and so on and so forth. Would Prabhupada approve of this? Is it bona fide? Nrsimha prayers, Guru Puja Kirtans, Jaya Radha Madhava, Gora Arti, Akaras, so many different things. Akara specifically is addition of anything else, adding to, you know, sort of like Gora Arti, so many Akaras are there. Most of us don't know how to do it. And let's see if there's any other things. No, I think we've more or less covered the main things. We went through dance. We never concluded anything with dance and etiquette, all these other very important subject matters which need to be, you know, cultivated in our movement so that we can actually unite the movement with the Acharya and Krishna in the center, and at the same time in a way which is pleasing, in a way which is enthusing. We don't have to come up with 101 different tunes either, although Prabhupada did like the chanting to be melodious. He certainly wasn't against it, so you can sing in any appropriate tune. There's no problem there, but it should be it should be melodious at least. But these simple tunes that Prabhupada gave us are also quite sufficient to spread the holy name and to awaken love of God within us. So we're supposed to leave 20 minutes here for questions, and there's now 20 minutes remaining. So if anyone would like to ask any questions on these subjects, not on the details, because that will be dealt with probably over the next week by other devotees in terms of the various resolutions which were made by the GBC. Those 4 resolutions were regarding the chanting of Radharani's holy name, the fact that the Hare Krishna mantra should be emphasized in every kirtan, practically speaking, resolution on instance be used in our Krishna consciousness movement, and a resolution on gender kirtan.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Janananda Goswami Maharaj. Very insightful. We went through the timelines of the whole creation of the committee and how we've gone through. So really appreciate your time on this. So let's have some questions. So if you have any questions and general questions on this, then please could you raise your hands? It'll be lovely to have anything. Just don't be shy.
Chats. There's a lot of questions in the chat. There's 12 comments,
Let's have a look. I'm just checking it now.
Yeah, I got it too.
Oh, great, Maharaj.
Dandavats, it's just thank you, Dandavats. What's the website for? Can't even read it. That's something from the previous one. These are just additions from you primarily, I think, from the previous one. They're not from this one.
So let's have a look. I can see Nitai Charan Prabhu is on as well. We have some mature devotees. We've got some new devotees on. So any questions? I'm looking here. So one question has come up, and it's actually came from our Sakyaras Prema Prabhu, who was given the Shlokaship class before yourself, Maharaj. And he says,
where are you from, Sakyaras Prema Prabhu?
Let's unmute him, and he's gonna let him answer. Hare Krishna, Sakyaras Prema Prabhu, please put your video on.
Yes, Maharaj. I'm in Sutton Coldfield.
Oh boy, it is. It's our Sakyaras.
Yes, Maharaj.
It is you. We couldn't tell. Didn't know who it was. I thought it was. We weren't sure. It's our Sakyaras from UK. Boy, I didn't know you were such a good Sanskrit scholar. It's wonderful.
Well, I've been working on that for about 3 years now, improving my side of my life.
Spreader of the holy name.
Hari Bol.
So there's a question, Sakyaras Prabhu. Maybe you can ask it to Maharaj directly. Can we just have Prabhu, if you want to turn your camera on, that's up to you.
Yeah, something I've been looking at for many, many years is there any kirtan standards regarding using these big djembe drums in the mandir, in the temple room?
Oh yes, that you'll hear in a few days if you come online. Who's doing the instruments one?
So we have for instruments, I've got it here. I'm just checking now. Let me just go. We had
one of the big ones. That was one of the really big topics, I tell you.
Instruments. We've got Anurad Prabhu. Yes, he will be doing instruments
from Melbourne. Well, he'll be going through that with you. I hope he's got as much as I got. He's got all the notes. Hope he knows all the. Maybe he knows everything I know. But yeah, that will be a very big one. That was, as I said in the beginning, that was one of the sidelines of this initial proposal to the GBC for a Kirtan standards, because it is a fact. It's not just in the temple. I mean, it obviously is more open in public programs, in festivals, various other arenas, but definitely in the temple. It is very, very much so. And I don't really want to take over someone else's space here, but you'll hear that from Aniruddha. I hope so anyway, very clearly. Prabhupada made it fairly clear, and the paper makes it fairly clear, and it's been accepted by the GBC also, by the way. What instruments in Kirtan, in the temple, what instruments in bhajan, in the temple, what instruments in public and in festivals, aside from temple Kirtan and bhajan, will be hopefully discussed by Aniruddha Prabhu. So I say, I don't take over his space. You just have to tune in. If you don't hear it, then you can send me a personal message. I'll let you know.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Sorry about that. I just don't want to jump the gun, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right. So anybody else that we have online? Of course, we can't see YouTube. We can't see the different YouTubes and Facebooks members on.
Chat also. Anyone in the... There's about 20 or so, 25 devotees in front of me.
Yes. Let's see some hands up. I can see Nitai Charan Prabhu has put, Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Sheila Prabhupada. So wondering, Nitai Charan Prabhu, a question from yourself.
From who?
Nitai Charan Das.
Okay. Where's he from?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping he can put his hand up so we can ask. So I'm just checking.
France, where are you from?
Here we go. I'm asking to unmute. Go. Please, dear Nitai Charan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sheila Prabhupada.
He's in France.
Thank you very much for the seminar.
About seminar, it's just discussion. Well, the whole thing is a seminar, you could say. Go for it.
And I have a question regarding the advertisement for the World Holy Name Festival. I shared this with devotees here, and I got one question from one senior devotee regarding the motto, chant for love and peace. So she wrote me, why are we being asked to chant for love and peace? It may mean spiritual love and spiritual peace, but it is ambiguous. Srila Prabhupada never instructed anyone to chant for love and peace. What happened to chanting purely for the pleasure of Lord Krishna?
Yeah, I got the same question last year when I was in New Mayapur too. It was some other similar related thing. Yeah, well, of course, this seminar or this presentation is not in the sense of World Holy Name Festival directly, but it is related because it is, let's say, the consciousness in which we chant is a topic which we didn't go into much detail at the Kirtan standard, though we have quite a few, not a large number. We have quite a few references on it from various investigations and discussions, etc. So yes, the attitude is the same thing again. In Kirtan, there are different levels of Kirtan. And we're trying to cultivate pure Kirtan. We don't start with pure Kirtan. We expect that the leaders will be on the platform of pure Kirtan. It's like Bhakti Vinod Thakur describes in Jaiva Dharma, that there are basically, there are many levels, but there are two specific categories. Within them, there are many different levels. One is the external, one is the internal. Very simple division. Internal Kirtan, of course, is pure. Is an idea of developing pure. Obviously, our internal Kirtan right now may be very mixed. So to encourage people who are in a very, let's say, external platform, very materialistic platform, influenced by the modes of nature, still affected. One devotee said to me the other day, for instance, his house burned down. And that's not in Mayapur either. A devotee's house burned down. And he said, I didn't realize that how little I realized Krishna consciousness until my house burned down. I'm devastated. I'm devastated. You know, you think, well, it's not my house anyway. It's Krishna. I'm a fool for letting it burn down. Well, it wasn't his fault. Someone else burned it down. But anyway, that's besides the point. He was so devastated. He's on that level. So, you know, it's very well in saying, well, we shouldn't be worried about that. We should transcend this, that, the other. Sure, we should, but we may not have done. So, you know, in this way, it's like, you know, so many programs are like this in our movement to capture persons, which includes us in most cases, by the way, who are very much on the bodily platform of life. We're not so on the advanced platform of life. Those who are on the pure platform of life may come down to that level to also act in a way as if they're also on the bodily platform of life, which they're not, in order to help us. It's like a teacher teaching ABC. Sure, that's not our goal, to chat for world peace and love in the material sense. Sure, our goal is to chant for spiritual love. That's for sure. But as you say, it may be misinterpreted, but it's not necessarily misinterpreted. It has to be understood according to time, place, and circumstance. And so everything about Kirtan standards is also in the same bracket, according to time, place, and circumstance. We have to try to a little bit of intelligence there, and that's where leadership comes in to help us to understand in different situations. It's just like in Mumbai, you have programs there where they may have some orphanages or the food district. If it's understood what the higher principle is and it's helping people to come to that higher principle without, let's say, focusing on the lower principle as the goal. The problem is we get hung up on the lower principle and forget the higher principle. But if it helps us to come to or helps others to come to the higher principle, at least to begin the path of chanting or contribute something towards the spreading of the holy name, then it can be seen as favorable. I don't know if you understand all that or not. It's kind of clear in my heart, but it may not be clear the way I'm presenting it. But this is the point. Sometimes we only see things. The tendency is, in the neophyte stage, we only see things from our own interpretation, our own perspective. This is our tendency, generally speaking. And we think this is right and that's wrong. Religions, everything's like that. seeing it from our own perspective, from a higher perspective. And if you read Chaitanya, we don't recommend it necessarily, but you see this in the writings of Bhaktivinoda and Chaitanya Sukshamrita, how he sees the value of even ordinary activities if done properly under the guidance of a higher purpose or a higher guideline, higher direction. Everyone has a particular eligibility, and to see how that eligibility can be connected with Krishna in his akama, savakama, moksha kama, dava. Even if we're full of material desires, still we should try to connect it with Krishna. That's the point. So you may not take part in that, no one's obligated, but the principle is there for everyone. Yes, what is real love and peace? And Prabhupada even says in his constitution for ISKCON that to teach the techniques of spiritual life to bring unity and peace into the world. And people may misinterpret that also. But even if they misinterpret, if someone or other they're practicing the techniques of spiritual life, gradually one will become elevated. Same thing in the Kirtan melas or anything like this, one other topic, of course, which we've discussed quite extensively, is that in a Kirtan mela or whatever, most of the devotees are perhaps they're not so on such an elevated platform of pure devotional service. But if the leadership, the center point is focused on purity, it's like sucks everybody in to that pure essence, the heart, the essence of devotional service. But if the leaders are themselves on the platform of petition or on the platform of self-centeredness, thinking, I want to get respected, I want to get some reward for this, I want to get whatever it is, they're just seeing oneself in the center, then of course it's not going to be effective. It's not going to be very spiritual, it's not going to be effective. Individuals may, of course, have a higher level of devotion, but in terms of the effect of the leadership, it's not going to have a purifying effect. So it's very important to cultivate this pure understanding, but it's not. That doesn't exclude all other levels of approach to Krishna consciousness. This movement is a house for the whole world to live in, not just pure devotees. And we're starting at grassroots to help bring people up from zero to step by step pure devotion. Anyway, that's my take on that one. Anything else?
We have no. If anybody else has any questions, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maharaj, also just for everybody that's online, we have two initiatives that we are trying to push as well. Just like Maharaj said, not everybody, it'll come straight to them. One is fresh air kirtans. So we want to get out there.
What was that?
Fresh air kirtans. Fresh air kirtans. So Harinam Sankirtan, let's get out in the because of COVID. We're saying come out and just do fresh air kirtans. And the other part is we want everyone to at least chant the holy names at least once. And we have a team called the Fortunate People team who have Shakti Vesh Avatar Prabhu from Russia. And we also have Sarupanand Prabhu from India. And what they're trying to do is we're trying to get 1,250,000 chants first time the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Well, you should keep Harinam Ruchi. Every day they get at least 200 people chanting Hare Krishna once.
We need to do that, Maharaj. We're going to get that video out and we can add that, please. If you send that, that'd be amazing.
Prabhupada said somehow or another, and this is a grassroots stage, you see, they may not have a clue what it means, and it doesn't matter. And we may not even have a clue, but someone or other get people to chant Hare Krishna. This is Prabhupada's directive. And that's one of the, you could say, foundational aspects of this Sankirtan movement, to get everyone to chant Hare Krishna. And fresh air was a good idea to get some fresh air instead of stale air. Get some fresh air and get out on the street. That's what this movement is founded on, basically. It's great that we come together for Kirtan Melas. And of course, we have to come in front of the deity to chant and dance. It's essential. And japa and everything. But the Yuga Dharma, the Sankirtan movement, is Lord Chaitanya's Yuga Dharma. He came for two purposes. And that was to experience Krishna Prema through the congregational chanting of the holy name. Thus accompanied with his various associates, he spread the holy name even to the untouchable, In this way, he wove a wreath of the holy name and Krishna praying with which he garlanded the entire material world. So that's the purpose of our movement in one sense, to spread the movement everywhere. And of course, the purer we are, the more focused we are, the more effective it will be. But still, if we don't go out and spread the holy name, how are we going to achieve that purpose? This is how Prabhupada said his movement practically started in Tompkins Square Park, when he went out on the park alone, practically with a few friends, a few newcomers, and they chanted Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada said this movement, when Prabhupada arrived in 1965, at this time, he said, when he came to Boston, he wrote this poem. He said, I have no devotion, I have no knowledge, I simply have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. You read that poem, Makine Bhagavat Dharma. This is the actual, you can say, for me, it is the mission statement of ISKCON, because everything else we do without the right mood is not going to be very effective. The mood is the essential feature, or the attitude, the consciousness. And that we get from associating or hearing from pure devotees of Lord and following in their footsteps. So that poem of Sheila Prabhupada is so significant. Please regularly try to imbibe that mood of Sheila Prabhupada, that humility. Total dependence upon Krishna when we chant the holy name of Krishna. Not just a matter of rules and regulations. That's to help us. It's the Vaidhi path. We need these rules and regulations. Otherwise, we start to imitate. We think we're some kind of Raganuga Bhaktas or something, whatever it is. It's essential that we have these rules and regulations. Well, no, we still got 3 minutes left.
Maharaj, if I may, if there's no other questions. So we have a committee that is set up, and everybody has their own flavor, own way of doing things. So how, by them following this way, they'll say, well, I can do it playing this, and I can do this mantra, and I still can get some peace, get some connection. Why is it so important for the audience and the members to, follow these standards? Why?
Your audience today is an audience of devotees who are trying to cultivate pure devotional service. We're not talking, I don't think we are, because it may go out to anyone, but I don't think it's primarily directed towards persons who are completely unaware of the science of devotional service, at least in the Vaidhi stage. I don't think so. And if we want to cultivate pure devotional service, if we want, it rests pretty much entirely upon the mercy of the spiritual master. Now, if you want to do this, that, and the other, then there's a forum for that too. Then, there may be different forms, different groups of people in different places, outside the temple, etc., etc. There may be different situations, because that also has guidelines. Would we do it in front of Srila Prabhupada? Would this please Srila Prabhupada? That may be, again, subjectively speaking, but then we would ask those who have had personal experience, what pleases Srila Prabhupada?
Yes.
So there's always going to be, in every situation, the movement is in the center. This is primarily for the center. It's like the heart of the body. The heart sends out the message to the whole body, the nutrition. So you don't expect everyone out there is going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be doing different things, like children learning to stand up. But we should be focused on trying to make a pure heart. And that means in terms of coming to the pure platform, Raganuga, pure devotional service, Chudanam, some guidelines are required. They're not the goal, they're the means to the goal. They're the means to the goal by pleasing the pure devotee and cultivating Kirtan according to their guidelines, because that is how we please Krishna. It's like with daily worship. You don't just do anything you like. You can do that, but it's not going to be acceptable very much by the Lord. He can do what he likes, but we have to try to at least do it in a way that the pure devotees have given us to perform Kirtan. So if we want to cultivate pleasing Srila Prabhupada, pleasing our acharyas, then we try to follow in their footsteps.
Amazing.
Don't imitate Keturi Kirtan with Narottam Das and all the devotees. They were not on that level. We hear from the present acharya how to come to that platform of pure devotion. So, is that okay?
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes, by pleasing.
Another program coming in.
It's important to get the mercy, and so we can go forward. Thank you so much.
Much. And, as I say, if you want to ask, we have this Kirtan ministry now. You can always connect with them. Perhaps you can give the link. I don't know.
Yes, we will. I'll put it now.
Otherwise, this week coming up, please, more kirtan, fresh air kirtan. Get it while you can. You may not get it next week. Take advantage this week of the fresh air. Okay, we need some fresh air in our movement. More kirtan, more devotees going out into more places, spreading it to more people, getting more people to sing the holy name. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all
Thank
very
you,
much.
Maharaj, for joining us today. We are so honored that you have graced us with your presence. This has helped us as well. And some of the questions today, it's been lovely to hear your realizations. And I hope we can have you on soon again. And please do take care of yourself. I look forward to, hopefully, if you're in UK, I'll try and see if I can connect up. It'll be so nice to see you.
Yeah, we haven't seen you for quite some time now. I've been in the UK, but where have you been? I was at London. Margate Rath Yatra, we were everywhere. We didn't see you at Rath.
Yes, I'll call you, Maharaj.
Too busy for Sankirtan, that's what it is. Too busy on the street.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. And please, everybody, big free Hari balls for Maharaj. If you can raise your hands in the air, I can see Varada Krishna Prabhu there, Nitai Chand Prabhu's there, he's got his camera on. Yes, Vaishnav Kripa Prabhu is there as well. And we've got Sriji Radha Mata. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's give appreciation to Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please take care of yourself. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
So,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Kalona steva gatiranyata. Panchakapatubhishta kivasanivevacham pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Namo Nama.
thank you, dear Maharaj. Thank you for that. Blessings as well. So, I'm going to bring on our dear Rupeshwar Prabhu. Are you there right now?
Yes. Wow. What a beautiful devotional ocean of mercy. His Holiness Janananda Goswami Guru Maharaj. He is amazing. And actually, already it's a goosebumps, Prabhuji. It's a fantastic.
I'm so happy you're here today. And everybody, as you can see, the energy is going to start now with taking us soon somewhere. I wonder where we're going to go. So I'm going to hand over to dear Rupeshwar Prabhu, who's going to tell us what's happening next. And so over to you, and I signing out. Over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. Welcome to the World Holy Name Festival. My name is Rupeshwar Das. I am from Ujjain. You all are welcome, first of all, to come to Ujjain. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj built a very nice temple here. So, you are heartily welcome. So, all right, Prabhuji and Mataji. First of all, we are celebrating the festival. So, where is the energy? Just go on the chat box. I want to see the energy. Just go on the chat box. If you are very energized, I want to see Hari Bol on the comment box. Let me see who is the first. So I will mention your name. Don't forget, today we have a roller coaster ride of incredible lineup for you. I will tell you, but first of all, I want to see the comments. Just go on the comment box. Prabhuji is very active. Jagannath Prabhuji is mentioning Hari Bol. Let me see how many of you are online. 25 participants we have. We are also online at YouTube. This is the global party. The Hari Bol. Nitai Charan Das Prabhuji says Hari Bol. Okay. Let me see. RRDD Mataji says Hari Bol. Daya Lakshmi Ji is here. She says Hari Bol. So everyone is ready. So from the beginning of our devotional service, one place we always love to visit. Shoshan Mataji or Prabhuji. Hi, hello, how are you? So one place is actually very much connected to us. This place is called Mayapur.tv. Yes, from the beginning of our journey, we like to go on there and we like to check on the London. Okay, we are going on London. And you can find out Juhu, you can find out Vrindavan, everywhere. So Mayapur TV and the team of Mayapur TV is bringing us some of the best melodious kirtan. And we are about to present you live Kirtan from Mayapur.tv. And we are very thankful to all the team who is arranging this beautiful Mayapur TV presentation. Don't forget to visit Mayapur.tv. And if you have gratitude for them, just there is a box called donate. Just click on there and whatever you want, you can, just give. You can even use your credit card and you can, nowadays a cryptocurrency is also going on. So you can, give millions. We are ready to take. So now let's move on to the next program of our second day. Don't forget, this is just a party, is just started. We have so much fun till 23rd. Don't forget, as Maharaj says, fresh air Kirtan. Just go outside, make your video, just, even with your friends, you can say one time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Make a video and we can upload it and you can upload it somewhere. And after this, we have an interactive quiz with an interesting personality. Don't forget, he's very interesting personality. He's a chairman of Kirtan Ministry. So he will bring you one very interactive session. But for 1 hour, I am going to leave you and take you to the spiritual world. Are you ready? Are you ready? I want to see your energy first. Then I will take you there. Just go on the comment box, say why. If you're ready, say why. If you're not ready, say no. So just go on the comment box and we will take you on the Mayapur.tv. And here is the guy, the chairman of ISKCON Ministry, Kirtan Ministry. Prabhuji is there. So Prabhuji, are you ready to take them to the spiritual sky?
Yes, let's do it.
So yes, over to you, Prabhuji, over to the Mayapur.tv. For 1 hour, I will leave you to the spiritual sky. And after that, don't forget to join us for an interactive quiz competition. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. So let's take us over there.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare
সকলে হাতে তালি দিয়ে
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, oh Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. बोलो
Hare Krishna. Somebody, anybody, everybody, come on. This is a Goosebumps Mayapur.tv team. You are amazing. This is a fantastic melodious kirtan. We just become the witness of this. Come on, everyone. I want to see your blessing and your enthusiasm. Just go on the comment box, and then we are about to go on our main event of the evening. This is gonna be the interactive quiz. If you are ready, just go on the comment box. I want to see yes on the comment box. Just go on the comment box. Then I will tell you what's happening, what will happening. Shriji Radha Mataji says yes, I am ready. And don't forget, today we are celebrating the next the day two. The tomorrow it is about. Tomorrow we have a lineup for you. Tomorrow on 6 to 8 p.m. onwards, we are start our online World Holy Name Week. Just don't forget to go on the Kahoot app and enter the game pin called 7255357. So tomorrow we have another fantastic, interesting lineup for you. We are going to start with pronunciation workshop with His Grace Nityananda Prabhuji. He is going to join from 6 to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. You can convert the time wherever you are. Then we again go to Kirtan, to Mayapur, and then we have a divine association of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sheila Prabhupada. So this is the tomorrow's lineup. But yeah, now it's time for the quiz. Let me introduce you for the interesting personality. For this interesting quiz, we have an interesting personality called the chairman of ISKCON Kirtan Ministry, His Grace Jagannath Kirtanananda Prabhuji. Is a disciple of our beloved His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and has traveled the world with his spiritual master. If you want to meet His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj in UK, so don't forget to make a good relationship with Prabhuji, because he is the organizer of his Guru Maharaj's visit when he travels to UK. He is a part of ISKCON Birmingham UK leadership team. He has 2 degrees. One is material degree called computer science, and the other spiritual degree is called Bhakti Shastri. Another is called materially. He is a project manager by profession and currently working on Europe's largest government infrastructure project for putting the fastest train in network in the UK called HS2. He is also gives talks on spiritual science and mantra yoga sessions online and around the country to universities and corporate companies such as KPMG and HSBC. Founder of Kirtan Yoga brand in the UK. He is happy to connect with you, so don't forget to find him on Instagram and all the leading social platforms as Jagannath_Dasa. So without wasting too much time, let us take you to the Kahoot app. This is gonna be interesting quiz. So over to Prabhuji.
Prabhu is like, you know, he's got us already. I'm just wondering, Rupeshwar, Prabhu, can you hear the music okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, the both thing is very actually the more than perfect.
Okay, perfect. So we want to get some interesting. So as you can see on the screen right now, we should see. Can you see the screen? So we got Garima, VRN, Twinkle on, Kampu on. I think I know who that is. Goranga. We got Das on. Can you see this? I'm just checking because I just want to make sure.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm seeing all the name. And Dayaji is also joined.
Come on, everybody. So let's get on. At the top, you can see www.kahoot.it, or you can, if you've got one of those smartphones, you can just take a picture of the QR code. Nityananda has just joined, and this is working on all platforms. Oh, more people are coming. So this is working on all platforms. So if you're on YouTube right now, don't worry. You can get on right now. We want you to come on. So we're going to give it about a minute. Just make sure everybody comes on. There's a few questions we want to ask. And see your answers. So the actual code is 7255357. What is it? 7255357. I sound like one of those advertising channels right now. So this is just going to be a World Holy Name Festival quiz. I see Sri Govind Prabhu is on. Anant is on. Come on, guys. We got 12 members already joined. We've got so many coming on. I know on YouTube there's quite a few people. We're on on this channel right now. We have just under 30. So join us. Come on, let's see who we got. Actually, let's call out the names. Let's see. We got Ami Anand there. If she can join, that'd be great. I bet you that's Goranga. We got KD Singler. So please do join. We're going to give it another minute before we start. We've got 11. Please don't leave. Some people are leaving already. All right, so here we go. And I would like my dear friend Rupeshwar Prabhu to join me at times as well on this. This will be great. There's some discussion points I really want to bring out as well in this. So here we go. All right, what do you think, Rupeshwar Prabhu? I can see KD Singla. Thank you so much. I hope you've joined. Thumbs up if you have. Not yet.
I'm about to.
You're joining as well. Come on, Rupeshwar. Let's get you on. Let's get you on. Okay, this is going to be like a really nice type of understanding what World Holy Name Festival is about. I hope you learned something. Please don't leave. We're going to start now. Here we go. All right, first question. So when you get the question, for those that haven't played it before, on your mobile device or whatever device, you will see a square, a circle, a rectangle, and four grids: red, yellow, green, blue. You look at the answer that comes up on the screen and you press the corresponding one on your mobile device. Here we go. First question. Here we go.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
okay. Well, let's see. What does World Holy Name, what WHNF stand for? It's coming up. Is it Wild Holy Name Festival? Wonders of the Holy Name Festival. Wonderful Holy Name Festival, I may say so.
Sorry, Baba.
Festival.
Oh, okay.
Mute yourself.
go.
Mute yourself. Whoever that is, somebody mute them. So here we go. You got 30 more seconds. So yeah, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, kahoot.it. Join in 7255357. You still got time. Let's see how many answers. We've had 10 answers so far. You've got another 18 seconds. Look, it's in front of you right now. It's a lovely poster created by Shriji Radha Mata and Sri Govind Prabhu. They've been working tirelessly in the background to do all our graphics. I just want to give a big Hare Krishna to them. Look at that amazing work they've done. So here we go. Answer. Here we are. It's the World Holy Name Festival. And everybody got it right. They've all been paying attention today. So let's go to the next question. Let's go for this. So who's in the lead? Gauranga. 969 points. By the way, I forgot to mention, the fastest buzzer gets the quickest and gets the most points. So you got to be really quick. And then we got Nityananda, Rupeshwar Das, Shriji Radha Dasi, and Yash. Come on then, you top fivers. Let's see. Next question. Here we go. True or false? The World Holy Name Festival starts every year on 17th December. True or false? Very easy one. Come on. True or false? Oh, we got a thumbs up. Please get on the game. We need you on, KD Singla. We need you on this. I'm seeing everybody here right now. Okay. Let's see. We've got 11 answers. I think we can move on. So let me just take that past. Here we go. Oh, KD Singla has raised his hand. Thank you for raising. I'm so sorry if you're not on yet. Please do join at the bottom. I don't know if it'll work on your mobile at the same time as being on here. Apologies. Oh, we had two wrongs. I wonder, before we move. Rupeshwar Prabhu, what did you answer? Unmute yourself, Prabhu. What did you answer?
I said true.
True.
Yeah.
Let's see. KD Singla Prabhu, what did you say? Unmute him. I'm going to unmute you now. What did you put?
True. A World Holy Name Festival starts every year on 17th of September.
So nobody forget this now, okay? Put in your calendars right now for 2023, 2024, 2025, all the way for 5,000 years. We're going to be starting for 17th of September. Do not forget it, okay? Here we go. Next question. And let's see what it is first. Oh, Yash has moved up. Shriji Radha Mata, you're going down. Come on. You can do it. Gauranga is still in the lead. Somebody is trigger happy there. I can see it. Next question. Get ready. Which date did Sheila Prabhupada land in the West? Was it 17th of September 1965? Was it 17th September 1966? 17th September 1964? Or or 17th September 1968? So what is the answer? Hopefully the picture will trigger you. Of course, you can see the Jaladuta, the ship he traveled on, and our dear Srila Prabhupada. So this is the reason we do the World Holy Name Festival. If people haven't realized, it's because of Srila Prabhupada coming to the West. The GBC actually initiated this day. And I'm not going to say when they did it, because that's another question that will be coming up. So let's see, 22 seconds. I've had 9 answers. I'm still missing a few. Come on, team. Have a think. Don't worry if you get it wrong. I'll just call you out online. No problem. Let's see. Here we go. Still, we got 7 seconds. Anybody else going to answer? Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. 2, 1. Answers are coming in now. Ooh. So 5 of you that are on here said 17th September 1965. And 4 of you have said 17th September 1966. It was 1965. So well done to those that got it. And it was not too far for the 1966. But let's go next. Let's see what's happened. Oh, Yash has the highest answer streak, 3. Well done, Yash. And we've got Rupesh. Oh, it's changed. We've got Rupeshwar Das in the front. I've got a hand up. Let me see what KD Prabhu is saying. Yes, KD Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. It's 1964, I think, 17th of September, 1964.
Really, really? I've been told 65 by people. That's why I put it. I pray it's right. But for today's state, let's keep it at that. Any debates we got online, let's see. Not yet. But thank you so much for your answer. We will be checking that out. So, but it's 65 is closest to 64. So right. We'll keep it at that. Right. Okay, team. Next one. Here we go. Double points. Get ready. What time did Srila Prabhupada arrive in Boston? 5:30 a.m. Boston time, 6:30 a.m. Boston time, 9:30 a.m. Boston time, 5:30 a.m. Boston time. Let's see the answer. I want to see the answer. Let's see. 7 you answered. Now we're getting trickier. And let's see. We're looking for the answers. I wonder. Ooh, here we go. 8 of you so got it right. 2 of you said 9:30 a.m. I can understand why, because the ships might come at a certain time, but no, it's closer to the morning programs. So 5:30 a.m. Mangalati time, just past it. So it's great stuff. Right, so let's see next one. What's happened? Yash, oh my God. He's had 4 correct answers in a row. You're doing well. Is that Yash there? I'm just checking. Is that Shridi Yash? There is Yash. He's next to Shridi Rajamata. Well done, Yash. You're doing really well. Keep it up. Let's go for the next one. Okay. What kind of ship did Srila Prabhupada travel in? A cruise ship, a cargo ship, a small boat, or a catamaran ship? And a catamaran is a ship that goes very fast. So, which one was it? Look, it's coming up. 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 We have... Has anybody got it yet? Look, come on. It's giving it away. It looks something like this. Well done. It was a cargo ship. So, next. Right, we got Kampu. It's got to the front now. This is now getting interesting. So, you know, it can change. I've got double points anytime. So if you're at the end, don't worry. You can come up and up. Here we go. Question 6. Double points. Get ready. Name a type of tree under which Srila Prabhupada did his first kirtan. So the type of tree that he did his first kirtan in. So is it oak tree? Is it an ash tree? Is it elm tree? Is it a sandalwood tree? What type of tree was it? Oak tree? Did it smell very nice? Was it a sandalwood tree? What type of tree was it? Let's see. Who knows their trees? I'm looking here right now. Here we go. Come on, team. Come on. And those that are not taking part, don't worry. You're learning something new. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, it was an elm tree. Not many people knew that. So yes, oak trees, no. So well done to those that go. Let's see what's happened to the actual quiz. Here we go. And Kampu is in the front again. And just to clarify, I had my team in the background clarifying, it is actually Sheila Prabhupada arrived in Boston 5:30 a.m. on 17th September 1965. So just so everybody's clear, it is 1965. But thank you, KD Prabhu. You're making us think all the time. So I really like that. So here we go. Next one. By the way, there's a prize at the end. We will tell you what it is soon. In which year did ISKCON actually establish the World Holy Name Day? 1996, 1978, 1988, or 1999? So this is the World Holy Name Day. All right, one-day festival. Started on the 17th. They said, the GBC said, yes, we're going to commemorate it on the 17th. What year was it? 1996, 1978, 1988, 1999. Let's see. Come on, somebody's not answering yet. Somebody is thinking very, 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 very much. I'm giving 1 minute here. Such a long time. Such a long time. By the time we finish this quiz, you could do 2 rounds. Let's go. 4, 3. Okay, well done. Well done. 1996 is the answer. Actually, it was the centennial celebrations, and it was kicked off on that year. So it's really amazing how long this festival has been actually going on since 1996. Some of you weren't probably born before then. So amazing. I'm sure Yash wasn't. So here we go. Next question. But before we do that, Kampu's in the lead. She's got a streak. I think it's a she. I'm putting a, I think so. And then we got Shridi Radhadas. He's just come up. Well done. Shri Govindas. Oh my days. The team are really in. There's a bit of competition happening in that household. I can see it right now. Spiritual competitions are always great. So it's all good. Here we go. We're nearly at the end. So please, double points. After the resounding success of World Holy Name Day, in which year did GBC resolve the World Holy Name First Week? So when did they start the World Holy Name Week? Was it 2006, 2010, 1999, and 2008? You can see that we are now doing festivals from 17th of September to 23rd of September. So this is the week celebrations. When did it start? When did we start it? 2006, 2010, 1999, or 2008? Let's see, let's see. Who knows? The WHNW week. Let's see. Come on. We've had 8 answers. There's people really pondering on this. I love it. It means that it's not known. So we're doing our job here. 15 seconds, team. 11 answers are there. We're nearly there. Just trying to wait. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, everybody, this was a split, complete split. It actually was 2008. So since 2008, we've been holding a whole week of celebrations. You would have heard Vishwamba Prabhu yesterday in the Kirtans. He was commemorating the Holy Name Week, World Holy Name Week, 2008. Next question. Let's see what the scoreboard says though. Shriji Radha's coming up. Shrishti. Okay, she's getting back into it. So well done, Shrishti, for bringing it up. Okay, let's see. What is the 2022 World Holy Name theme? So what's our theme? Look, it's going to come up. But if you do it whilst this comes up, you're going to get low points. The chant for the world. Chant for love and peace. Love to chant for peace. Chant your heart out. I like that one, actually. Chant your heart out. Chant your heart out. Let's do it. We have Japa retreats. Beam. Chant your heart out. Gigi Radha Mata, maybe we need to make a poster on that. That'll be great for the next one. So let's see. Coming up. Coming up. Well done, everybody. Chant for love and peace. Okay. Now it's a poll. I want to know, would you like to participate in the World Holy Name Festival? Do you want to join our team? Yes or no? Do you want to join our team? Yes or no, team? I'm going to see now. Oh, we got extra 12 there. Okay. I'm going to just press a skip. Okay, one doesn't want to join. It's no problem. You can do by contributing, by coming on today. You just joined by doing this. So if you want to join, I want you to go to not now, write it down. Don't leave the quiz. I don't care if you're losing, you're not leaving. Okay, www.bit.ly/WHNF and dash my plan. This is your individual plan. You'll get a form, and then it'll ask you to just fill in some details, and it'll ask you, what do you want to do? Do you want to do a Harinam? Do you want to knock on people's doors and show them the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Whatever it is, we want to know about it. And what we'll be doing, the team, will actually be publicizing your efforts on our ISKCON Kirtan Ministry website. Oh, that's the next question that's coming up. So let me bring that on. So this question, have you checked out our website, www.iskonkirtanministry.com? Yes or no? Tell me. I want to know. Everyone was very quick there. So this is our website, very nicely designed. Oh, we got more people joined here. Fantastic. So yes, I'm really happy to hear. So if you haven't, then go to www.iskonkirtanministry.com and you can see the World Holy Name Festival where you can find out about the World Holy Name Festival, the activities we are doing. The online schedule is all there. Fortunate people, so Chant for Love and Peace has come from that. All the downloads, we've got all the materials for you. And if you want to feel a bit inspired, go to the inspiration section. And guess what? If you want to donate to this amazing festival, click the donate button. So everything is on here. We really want you to be part of the team. So please, please, please join us. Okay. So I think we're coming to the end now. And I think everybody's thinking, how did we do? Are you ready? Raise your hands if you're ready. Yeah, I can see it. Right. Excellent. Chirag's ready as well. Excellent. Let's go for this. Okay, the podium. Third. Yash. Well done, Yash. You came third, mate. Gigi Radhamatas came second. And first is Kampu. We will be having a lovely book coming to you soon. We're going to make sure we take your details, Kampu. Please do message us on the actual Zoom so we know who you are. And
don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, Jagannath Kirtananda. I was constantly.
Oh, you Kampu! Oh my God!
This was so much fun. Oh my God, this was so much fun.
Thank you so much for taking part, everybody. I'm gonna just go to next, and I'll be able to see how everybody did and what happened. So thank you so much. I just want to stop my screen. And thank you to Dina Nakampa Mata for taking part in our quiz today. So
I still want my gift, okay? I still want my gift.
We'll make sure you get your gift. You know, she works tirelessly behind the scenes, and we're really happy that you joined. So thank you, every single person that joined today. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Ami. Thanks, Chirag. Thanks, Rupeshwar Prabhu. You've done amazing. Daya Lakshmi, you're on there as well. We have our Noida people. I was just nice to go through it. I hope you learned something new. And I just want to bring Rupeshwar Prabhu back here 1 second. I just want to check a few things from him.
Yes,
so Rupeshwar Prabhu,
yes,
did you learn something there?
Yes, it is. It is fantastic. As you can see, out of the 13 question, 5 questions that I didn't know before. And I was just like, oh my God, what's this question? But it is really very, very helpful for our spiritual life. This is about our grandfather, His Divine Grace Sheila Prabhupada. So we need to know about that. Thank you so much for, arranging this fantastic quiz and this World Holy Name Festival, because of you, we are learning so much and so many things. And as I can see, there is so many leaders is coming, like His Grace Hari Suri Prabhuji is coming, His Grace Nityananda Prabhuji is coming tomorrow, and His Holiness Loknath Swami Guru Maharaj is also joining us. Hurijan Prabhuji, how we can forget about him, and Jayadvaita Swami Guru Maharaj is coming. So this is just because of you and the ministry and the people behind that you create this World Holy Name Festival, a fantastic thing. So I'm requesting to all the people, they can invite their friends, because this is actually happening only once in a year for 1 week, and this is very interesting.
We're so lucky that we have Rupeshwar Prabhu who's joined us as well. So thank you for you bringing that energy and excitement. This is what it's about. Let's chant with energy. Let's chant with excitement. Let's make lovely association. Let's make new friends and really raise our spirituality to the next level. So this is why we do it. And we want you all to join us tomorrow. So you just heard from Rupeshwar Prabhu. We've got a lineup tomorrow. It's really good if you join us, and you'll be hosted by our dear Rupeshwar Prabhu, who's on right now. So thank you so much, Rupeshwar Prabhu. We're so happy you're here. So, right, I think that's it for today. We want you to get some good rest and get ready for tomorrow. Please remember, fresh air kirtans. We want you to get out there and do fresh air. If you do a fresh air kirtan, record it. And I showed you the website. You can then send, there's all the details of how to send it. And also fortunate people. There's a section on fortunate people, how to, when you get your 10 friends together, and Maharaj actually did say that, they're going to have this massive function and going to get everyone to chant, they're going to record it. And then you'll get 400 clicks. We need as many people chanting the holy names. We've got a big target to hit. So let's think smarter. You don't need to do one by one. Get a massive group and then get them and record it and tell them all to chant Hare Krishna at least once. So on behalf of the whole ISKCON Kirtan ministry team, I just want to say thank you everybody for joining today, and let's do it tomorrow. So let's chant the actual holy name before we finish together. So raise your hands in the air, just like you don't care. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We see you tomorrow. Let's do this, team. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare